Welcome back to Magoo's Reviews. All right, y'all. So on the Third Verse podcast with Justin Hunt and Stat Quo, recently Top Dog called up Stat Quo to confirm some things on why Kendrick was feeling a certain type of way towards Game, and then Game called Stat Quo up to clear some things up about towards Kendrick. But anyway, before we get into the video, we want to roll 2,000 subscribers. After that, we're going to 10,000, 100,000, and we're going to be in the million. We're going to claim it will happen. So please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. All right, y'all. So I actually have the clips pulled up for when Top Dog called up Stat Quo on the Third Verse podcast. Shout out to Justin Hunt, man. Like I said, I've been rocking with Justin Hunt for a very long time now. I remember him back on Hip Hop DX Breakdowns, man. Like, that's when I used to love that stuff, man. Like, that's how deep I go. Pause. Far back, you know what I mean, as far as that content. But yeah, Stat Quo is also dope as well. And I really do like the Third Verse podcast. And the whole situation with Game and Kendrick, it's really been viewed up because Game has been talking more about Kendrick than Kendrick has been talking about Game. Actually, we don't hear nothing from Kendrick unless he's dropping music, right? But Stat Quo recently came out and said, you know, Game was like, yo, why don't he just talk to me and all this kind of stuff? I'm like, yo, Kendrick just don't talk to anybody. You know what I'm saying? Now let's like you can get in touch with him, but other than that, he kind of just he chilling, you know what I mean? But anyway, Top Dog called up and took his first things while Stat Quo was live on air with Justin Hunt. Now, I skipped over the part when Justin Hunt was talking because Stat Quo actually, of course, out of respect, you know, for Top Dog and their conversation, you know, man to man, muted his part. So all you see is him talking, but Justin was kind of talking over it. But I pulled up right at the part where Stat Quo does, you know, come on live and he starts talking about what Top Dog told him about why Kendrick was feeling sort of type of way towards Game. And then we're going to get to Game's response after that. So, all right, y'all, let's get into it.
Okay, everything good. How'd that go?
You know, let me tell y'all what that call was about. Okay.
Oh, yeah, let's hear it.
So let me go to the chat. Make sure some people are here. Let me tell y'all what that call was about. That call was about. Top was calling me to tell me that when these clips come out, we got to tell the whole. He said, I know you telling the whole story, but you got to tell. It got to be in the clip.
Now, I will pause it right there. That is something when it comes to clips and videos. A lot of times the clips will go viral because of like, you know, a moment that was said in there. But yeah, to Top's point, you know what I mean? Like to try your best to say everything in there because a lot of things could be misconstrued when it's taken out of context. You know what I mean? So I can understand that as far as the clip going viral more than a whole video, like a 2 or 3 hour video than to a 20, 30-second clip. You know what I mean?
Of the whole story. Because he want everybody to understand Doc didn't just stop talking to him for no reason. After that video that dude shot in Compton, that changed everything.
The 100.
I'm going to pause it right there again. I did say that before. I'm like, look, man, if you know that's somebody that you respect and that y'all have a history and everything like that, you may not be, you know, crazy cool, hanging out, talking all the time. But when you see each other, it's, you know, love and respect. You know what I mean? Y'all come from the same hood, the same background. To bring over his ops into y'all hood, to have him diss him, you know what I mean? Yeah, I would feel a certain kind of way about that as well. Like, yeah, Yo, cut communication. What's the point of talking? Like, if you're going to do something disrespectful like that and I've never done anything to you, yeah, there's no point for us to talk. You know what I mean?
The 100 video. And, you know, I had spoke about that and remember I said that I told Wack and Game about that. And Top thing is like, hey, that got to be, it don't need to be perceived that Doc just stopped talking to Kendrick out of nowhere. I mean, Kendrick stopped talking to Game out of nowhere.
It was a specific reason. It was for that video. You know what I'm saying? We can't play dumb to be like, oh, no, he wasn't doing that. We all know he was doing that. Come on, man. This is hip hop. Like, they know he was doing that.
That was the thing that, you know what I'm saying? That did it. And he reminded me that some of the younger guys, when they shot that J-Rock video, they went over to Game's house to do that part. And Game when he put that mask on, he said that the label or somebody said he couldn't show his face. But 2 weeks later, he did a Hurricane Chris video.
Okay.
You know?
That is weird. That is weird. We're being honest. Like, these are your homies. Like, these are people you cool with. And then, I don't know, man. I have no idea sometimes when it comes to Game, you know, towards, you know, them. But it does feel like animosity and jealousy. If I'm being honest, you know, just call for what it is. It does seem like animosity and jealousy. You know what I'm saying? It just, I don't know, man. Just reading the room, reading the energy. I've seen it plenty of times growing up. Like, that's what it seems like, you know?
You know what I'm saying? So these are the things that Top is reminding me on the phone. And I told him, I'm like, who from the crew that we need to have on, you know what I'm saying? Right. To, you know, to make sure that it's done correctly. He's like, no, I'm loving everything you're doing. I'm just telling you. He's like, I was talking to Doc last night. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, let him know it's all love. But he's like, I love everything you're doing. You telling the truth. just that clip didn't have that part in there, so I don't want it to look like this nigga Dot just was like, I just stopped talking the game for no reason.
Exactly. And I think that's something I brought up too in a previous video, that this didn't happen for nothing. And I'm gonna say I'm an outsider, man. You know what I'm saying? I got no ties. I say it all the time. I got no ties to the industry. Nobody, nothing at all. So when I saw that myself, I was like, nah, man. I really do believe that's over that Drake ish. You know, that happened when he came over to Compton. He let Drake diss him and all that kind of stuff. Then Mike 100 was like, yo, Drake started running because something popped off and all that kind of stuff. Now, that was pretty much Top Dog's reason why, like, hey, this is the reason. And he said Top Dog was literally just talking to Kendrick last night, you know what I'm saying, about everything. So now Game has responded to what Top Dog has said. Now we're gonna get into that part
About what today?
because and I got actually the part where it starts up. But Stat Quo said that right after he talked to Top Dog, really, of course, that went viral and everything like that. And the Game, of course, got wind of it. And now he has responded, called Stat Quo up about, you know, the whole situation and how he feels about it.
We're in such, it's like clipping culture, so the whole conversation is not being had. You know, you good people actually come in here and watch the whole show and see everything, but most people just see a clip and they get something from it.
It is a good show too. Go check out Third Verse Podcast. It's a very good show. Very good show. Like I said, Justin Hunt, man, to me, he's, when it comes to hip hop media, he's up there. Cream of the crop, man. Hands down, like top 3 as far as hip hop media out there. You know what I'm saying?
So, you know, I'm gonna try to do my best to convey some of the messages that my brother called me with this morning. And I definitely want to say, when I was talking about, and not because he called me, of people that mean the world to me, Game and Whack 100 are 2 people that are definitely on my list. When I say it's 8 people, that I am truly appreciative of. And not because he called me this morning, because that's what we do anyway. He wasn't calling me about what I said. He was calling me about the way it's being perceived. So he wanted people to hear how he feels about some shit. And I understand that. He's finishing up his album. He's definitely gonna come on, and because it's a lot of stuff he told me. I'm like, yo, I'll just wait for you to talk about that. And at the same time, I don't want to perpetuate something that just goes farther, because what he said, the most impactful thing he said to me was,
all right, now he's getting into it. My bad, y'all.
He named a bunch of deceased rappers that we all know that we can no longer talk to. And he just was talking about how dangerous it gets. I think kind of like what Lupe said too. You know, how dangerous it gets for certain situations. And, you know,
again, Lupe and Game. 2 people that always got something to say about that, but he got nothing to say about that. You know what I'm saying? And two both dope MCs too. Let's not get it twisted. Both great catalogs. Both can get down like lyrically. But as far as like that, I don't know. I always felt like there was animosity towards Kendrick from the 2 of them. Jealousy.
He's outside, no security, just Game. You know what I'm saying? So it's never the artist. It's always the different entourages. So that's something that kind of hit home with me about conversations, because that's not what I'm definitely not on that. I don't want none of that.
We're gonna skip some through this.
He reiterated that to me on the phone, that he didn't know that Kendrick felt the way about that. He reiterated it, but now he said in retrospect he could see and understand it. But guess what? This is one of the bombshells I'm gonna drop here today.
All right, listen up.
But he said when Kendrick did Power, and this is what he said: when Kendrick did Power, and they knew that 50 Cent was his arch nemesis, he didn't feel away. He felt like he enjoyed it. So he's like, I didn't care that Kendrick did Power. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? But
hold up. Hold up, homie. Nah. Nah. I remember, man, that Game and Drake video predates that episode of Power with Kendrick and 50. Yeah, nah, man. This is why we got the internet. We're going to fact check something real quick. Hold up. Nah, bro, because we ain't going to let that get away, man. Hold up. Yup. 100. Okay, so that Drake and Game video came out July 31st, 2015. So that's July 31st, 2015. Now we fact checking now, right? Kendrick Lamar Power episode. And the Kendrick Lamar episode, wow. So the Kendrick Lamar guest star episode on Power was July 29th, 2018. So literally almost just a few days off 3 years later. so that's funny for, Game to say that, as to reason why, because if that's the case, Game started that when he brought Drake over. Let's continue on.
That's what he said. Another thing that he wanted me to put out here, since I'm going down, the hoodie that he wore in the J-Rock video, the reason he zipped it up is because he got $10,000 to wear it. So that's why he was wearing that shirt. So everybody that held that grudge from him, he got paid money to wear the hoodie. You know what I'm saying? The third thing, because I
just the type of dog. Just the type of
stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, hey, you know me. I'm like, bro, you done set up One Blood. You done do these. He's like, you don't understand that. If, let's say I got up there and it would just turn into something else and I just was myself and started just totally disrespecting YG. He said that would have caused a ripple effect outside of that event.
Which I agree with. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, that's their hood. Those are the streets, and that's how things spill over out there. You know what I mean?
He said it was about brotherhood coming together and falling back from where I was in order for us to have a great moment.
And YG and Game versus was good. I did like it. I thought YG won the verses, but overall I still did enjoy the verse. And of course, Game got some hits that he played. So it was good. I liked it. And I'm like, I straight up told him, I said, well, I feel like some of the people that are owners of that entity are not big fans of you. So I felt like it was a way. He's like, well, fuck it. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Because my mama told me to do it, and it was a good look for the Pyrus and Bloods all in Los Angeles. And I'm respect to that.
Around the world that's seen that. And I'm like, okay, cool. So, and the fourth thing is, niggas can't fuck with him lyrically. Just period. And
he's an MC. He should feel that way. And Game can't get down. So that's nothing. When I hear people say that, like when Lupe says that or Game says that, anybody says that, that's how they should feel. This is hip hop, man. Every rapper should feel like I am the best. That's the mentality you have to have. That's why I had a problem with J. Cole when he was saying like, oh man, it's just an act, it's just a gimmick. No, homie, this is hip hop. You're supposed to believe that. That's supposed to be in your core. So for Game to say that, I got no problem with it. He's an MC. He is one of the best ever. So he should say that, as well as others, who feel that way. This is hip hop. Now, as far as the whole situation, as far as why he said, well, I didn't feel the way about Kendrick, doing the whole thing with 50 and all that kind of stuff. Now, I'm definitely going to put that in my my post section. I'm going to clip that, right? I'm going to clip that because the dates are completely off. It was literally 3 years from, before that date when Drake and Game did the 100 video in Compton to literally 3 years later when Kendrick did the episode with 50. So to me, that's kind of a reach. You know what I'm saying? How can you sit here and say that, well, I didn't feel a certain kind of way, when he did the thing with 50, when you did the thing with Drake 3 years prior. You know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't make any sense. In my personal opinion, that doesn't make any sense at all. So that's how I feel on the situation. You know what I'm saying? I just want to come here and, like, actually play the clip so you guys can hear it for yourself. And like I said, again, shouts out to Third Verse Podcast. Very, very, very good podcast, man. Like I said, I'm a very big fan of Justin Hunt and what he's done for hip-hop culture and everything like that. He is, to me, one of the best when it comes to hip-hop media, man, and the platform that he's built to bring others on there to let their voices be heard as well. You know what I'm saying? From like Stack Quo to Glasses Malone, to the whole cast that he's had over there. Very good. And, the ins and outs, like Jeremy Heck, like he's had people in and out in videos. Like I think Screwface John, he's done a couple videos as well with him. So yeah, man, he's definitely put a lot of people on, man. I really do enjoy it. I enjoy it a whole lot, man. Shouts out to them and their platform. But yeah, again, for that situation, it was good to hear what Top Dog had to say. And I ain't gonna front, man. I can believe, like, I would understand why Kendrick would be like, he would distance himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, he would and even Game said that he has no beef with Kendrick. There's no beef, but I can see why Kendrick would want to distance himself from that kind of energy, especially if that's your home, that's somebody you grew up listening to and everything like that. You have respect for. He was even there when, they kind of like crowned Kendrick like, hey, man, he's the next up. I think it was Game on stage, Snoop, Dre, I want to say it was Corrupt. It was like the legends of the West Coast at the time, kind of like giving him the crown, like, nah, this is your time to go with it. He was on stage crying. Like, that was a really dope hip-hop moment. So, I guess, for that to, end up where it is, you know what I'm saying? I can understand why he would be like, you know what, man, out of respect, I ain't going to say nothing. I ain't got nothing to say to nobody. I'm just going to keep it pushing. I think silence at the end of the day can speak more than words. I think when it comes to certain situations, your silence could speak a lot more than anything. So if I was Kendrick, man, he's a grown man. He ain't gonna listen to me, but I wouldn't even say nothing at all. I just keep pushing. Even in the music, man, like I just still let people guess. That's how we move. But anyway, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Tell me what you guys think about the video in the comment section. Hope everybody has a blessed day, and I'll see y'all soon. Have a good one.